going to take you straight to the newspaper review now. What's making headlines in the newspapers? And Solange Mougin is with us today. Solange, you're starting off, aren't you, with Donald Trump's announcement that he's sending these federal agents to Chicago and Albuquerque in New Mexico to allegedly fight crime. In addition, of course, to those already in Portland, Oregon.
Yeah, and this presence of federal agents in Portland and soon in other cities is all part of Donald Trump's re-election plan, according to an op-ed in The Atlantic. Now, the article argues that Trump wants to, quote, convince suburban white voters that he's the last line of defense between them and the chaos allegedly incubating cities, end quote. But The Atlantic says that there's a political risk here, too, that voters in the suburbs could be turned off by, quote, Trump's belligerent tone, and that the real physical violence that they're seeing on their televisions at the hands of federal agents in camouflage could also turn on Trump as well. Now, the Oregonian discusses this violence in its editorial, saying that the rule of law needs to be applied, that lawless behavior, like federal agents throwing protesters in unmarked cars, needs to be investigated and punished. Now, the Oregonian says as well that quote, while, quote, dealing with protesters can be difficult, that doesn't excuse or justify unlawful actions in the U.S.
You found a cartoon for us, haven't you? This is summing up what's going on, according to some Americans, anyway.
Yeah, yes, King Donald is sending in the army. That's the depiction by USA Today's cartoonists. You have British soldiers standing guard and future Americans saying the king is occupying cities that oppose him. Now, which, if you think about it, is quite depressing, but the caption saves the day, and it says it won't work now either. To this point, people have been putting their foot down. Many elected officials have said that they don't want the federal agents in their cities exacerbating these already tense protests, and others who are wanting the Department of Homeland Security officers to leave town are moms. As the Washington Post tells us, mothers have been standing arm in arm in the Portland protest to form a sort of protective line between the agents and the protesters. And they've been chanting, quote, feds stay clear, the moms are here.
Nice rhyming. Let's come to France. Women are also standing together here to say things need to change. In this case, they want the Catholic Church to become more open to women in high-ranking positions.
Yeah, the French paper Libération tells us how 7 women stood together before the Madeleine Church in Paris after dropping off their candidacies to be priests, deacons, or bishops. Now, these are roles in the Catholic Church that are reserved for men. And the 7 women say the rules and perceptions in the church need to change, that they are devout and diverse. Among them, there is a divorcee, a single woman, a trans woman, a slew of profiles to say, quote, we are your people, let us be your apostles too.
Nicely put. Now, be they female or male, Solange is sending us off with an article about something a bit different. This is about bottoms.
It is.
Backsides.
This is a race to the bottom. It's from Huffington Post, and it tells us that a museum in Yorkshire and it has called on other museums to play a battle of the butts or to post online pictures of the best tushes of their collections. Now, yes, these curator battles have been going on since April, but the June theme of museum's best bum still has many tongues, or should I say tails, wagging.
Very nice. I want to caption the image that we've just been seeing with you there with an enormous buttock behind you. Solange, thank you very much. Solange with the newspapers of France 24. More news for you in 15 minutes' time.